Lovely to see you, Sammy. Thank you so much for coming down.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
So a couple of quick questions. Age?
I'm 20 and a half.
20 and a half.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. And now you are a music lover?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And what would you say, who are your top 3 artists as we speak?
Gomez, Duke Special, and Aqualung, because they're coming back into the fray.
I just need very quickly to test your musical knowledge, because obviously, in a sense, although you're just welcome to hang with us, you know, in a way, this is a kind of job interview of sorts, you know, because there's big money up for grabs. Just ask these lads, regular contributors. And so I'm going to ask you a quick question. We just played the Arctic Monkeys. Why might the Arctic Monkeys be breaking history again today, making history, I should say, today, breaking records and all sorts of stuff?
No, I didn't notice any news today. I was in my own world.
You didn't know?
I could take a guess at
Oh dear.
the best thing to come out of Sheffield since steel. No?
No, I'm sure that is true, but I'm going to have to put a mark against your name, because that means you didn't realise that because of new rules, it means that any online purchase can now be counted for the UK Top 200, which means the entire Arctic Monkeys album may be in the UK Top 200 on the BBC's chart rundown today.
I'd like to point out, everybody did put a mark next to my name there.
Yes, I did.
That's really cut me deep.
Yes, I did. No, I do not lie to my listeners, alright? And that's an extra one for flagging up what goes on in the studio. Does that bring back melancholy memories?
Yeah,
happy memories?
I'm pretty much trying not to cry. Oh my god, that's so sad. Oh, Neil, you're gonna have to
Come
talk
on,
to someone
Blood,
else.
Blood, this is what they have on, you know, this would be like one of those mid-morning TV shows. It'd be tremendous, it'd be like Jeremy Kyle.
No, I'm centred, it's
Come
fine.
on.
No, I'm fine. Yeah.
We've got the DNA tests back.
Oh no, not in front of my parents.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a pretty amazing 2 years.
Has it?
And it's going to be sad not to do this anymore. But it's going to be nice to have Sunday dinners again. So, every cloud.
It will be. Have you enjoyed yourself?
Yeah, a lot.
What do you feel is your greatest memory? What will you be taking away from this?
Less hair. That was a pretty scary moment, having my hair cut in front of the nation and not being able to swear. Definitely Gomez. But pretty much just every week. Every week there's something different, and it's always been... I've never come away and thought that was rubbish.
Well, I have many times. We have enjoyed having you down here. Don't think this is the end of our friendship. If you are ever in London again, get in touch with my PA. And if I am available, then get on the phone and we can have a 5 to 7 minute chat.
Brilliant.
All right. So look forward to that.
Yeah, really nervous.
Really?
But it's a lot to kind of, proper radio studio and...
How excited were you to meet me?
I was more excited to meet Rufus. But I'm really excited, Steve, yeah.
Were you, how did you feel that did I live up to expectations? Was I a massive disappointment?
You used an incredibly rude word in the first 3 minutes of us meeting, and I thought,
Really?
This guy's okay.
Wow, I don't remember that. I wasn't being kind of rude towards you, I wasn't...
No, you weren't.
I was slagging off Dan or something, wasn't I?
Yeah, I think so.
Good, yeah. Well listen, we'll play a tune while I use some of my other favourite curse words. And if you want to know what they are, then
Start with that
continue with the show, because who knows, towards the end of the programme, and maybe some of my favourites will make a final appearance on the show. Who knows, that'll keep people listening. So, Sammy, what's the musical choice you're going to have? Final one.
Well, like Harry said, I've had it down to about 10. I think this is probably one of my most favourite songs that's most appropriate. Don't Stop Believing, Hold On To The Feeling by Journey.
Sammy's final musical choice on this last Steve show. Sammy, explain yourself.
That was Don't Stop Believing, Hold On To The Feeling by Journey. My dad used to have a Best of Journey cassette in the car, so we used to listen to it pretty much everywhere we went, to the point where it withered down a bit and it started going and we still used to listen to it because it was that good.
Yeah, great days, great days.
Happy days.
A number of emails and texts coming through, very sweet as well. Here's one from Rich in Birmingham. He says, I want Harry to look for a job, for a start. I'm worried about the lad, with the high chance of him never being heard from again. Obviously, he's a bit worried about what's going to happen. A few people are actually saying, how can we leave them, with such cliffhangers as, will you ever get another job?
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? But because there's no real timeline on when I might get a job, we can't really stick around until that point. It might be years.
What's your CV like?
Well, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I've done a lot of stuff, I work well alone or as a team. So, that's obviously key.
Yeah. Do you still because I've obviously not, I don't bother with the CV anymore.
Well, you don't need to.
Please.
Your face is just...
My face is my calling card.
Yeah.
Do you have to put down your A-levels? Or do you go straight in with your university degree?
Well, I kind of go professional qualifications, degree, A-levels, and then you kind of get fuzzy with the detail, like you might mention how many GCSEs you've got, but you don't put
Yeah. Do you put down interests and hobbies? Presumably it's socialising, eating out with friends. and probably some kind of vague sport, maybe, I don't know, volleyball.
Yeah, squash for me, yeah. But yeah, you have to put some stuff like that down, but it's awful because they don't ask you about it. And you can't put stuff down that is interesting because it would make you look different and quirky, and you don't want to look too quirky when you're going for a job interview.
Of course not. A couple of things I remember, good bits of advice I had about CVs, which are genuine, and I always used to, generally speaking, I used to get an interview, because I had a good CV, I just present it well. A couple of key things. One is, keep it single-sided. Right?
Yeah.
Don't be bothering with your two-sided CVs, no one's interested.
Although, to be fair, you'd done nothing at that point, so you couldn't have filled two
Very true. And secondly, don't be sending it in just a regular brown envelope. Always put it in a white envelope. Okay, because otherwise it looks just a bit sort of cheap, like a bill or something like that. Put it in a white envelope or classy envelope.
I always do white envelopes.
Yeah, and thirdly, don't use the irregular, just white paper like this. Okay, go to more expensive stationers and buy yourself a nice piece of paper, maybe slightly mottled or with a low-key marble effect.
Do what, sorry? Laid paper, L-A-I-D, laid paper.
If I knew what that meant, then...
It's posh paper.
Posh paper, of course it is.
Of course it is.
Exactly, but I mean, you must have other CV tips, Ruth. I mean, do you have to put, as an actor, you have to put down accents?
Yeah, as my acting CV has, kind of hilarious things like, horse riding, adequate, badminton, strong, RP, native, Cockney, reasonably strong, Midwest, all this sort of thing. I had the humiliating experience a few years ago when things weren't really going well on the acting of having to knock together a proper grown-up adult CV. Which I did, and in hobbies I had to put professional actor. And then the qualifications, well, I worked closely on my own and as a team for a number of years, blah, blah, blah.
Ever lied about anything which has come back to haunt you?
No. I went out with a girl once who's now quite a powerful name in the casting world, but she, in her 6 months as an actress, she had a meeting in which someone said, so, have you seen any of our work? Here at Steel Horse Theatre? Or she said, yeah, I saw your show last year. What, Dracula? Yeah, I saw that. What do you think of me in it? Really good. Thought you were really good. Yeah, I wasn't in it, so you're lying. That's a really bad thing to do in an interview, all right? She's like, I'm really sorry. I'm just a bit nervous. Can you imagine?
Oh, dear.
So, no, I've never fallen into that trap. But
I had an interview at the Ministry of Defence once. I got through a couple of tests you had to do. I had to then turn up to an assessment centre, and I got through that. When I got to the final interview, I thought this would be a formality. It was an hour-and-a-half interview, and the last question was, so what do you think we do here? And I said, I've got absolutely no idea. Didn't get the job.
Really? Yeah. Rich from Birmingham, you remember his email? We were talking about that just 20 seconds ago. Rich says, I also want Sammy to stand in front of the webcam for 5 minutes, as if this is the last time we'll have a chance to see her lovely pixie face in some kind of blurry webcam shot. Are you happy to do that?
Yeah, I'm happy to do anything, pretty much. Nothing matters anymore.
It's all about listeners. So you stand just staring, and settle on your face, because it might wind up on the web, so make sure you've got the right face.
Should I do some sort of pose?
Yeah, don't look just blank and idiotic. Yes, good.
It's good.
Sultry. You remember when I was in New York, and you boys were over here?
Yeah, that was
remember we spoke on the phone to Mr. LL Cool J? Might have been the greatest moment in my broadcasting history. I don't want to embarrass you, but I have been known in the past to rap. LL. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable.
Get in what you fit in.
Would you mind if I just gave you a couple of rhymes?
If you're going to twist my arm, yeah, go ahead, give me a little bit.
But I don't want you to feel in any way this is disrespectful. I am doing my best. I'm just perhaps not naturally as gifted as you. Here it comes.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right, here it is. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my peers and putting suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom. Explosion, overpowering, over the competition I'm towering. Wrecking shop when I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare, you better move, don't ever compare me to the rest of the lot. Get sliced and diced, competition paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out.
Stop. You're gonna get me put out of business. You sound too good.
Were you pretty impressed by that?
Yeah, you sound hot, man. I hope Russell's listening. He wanna sign you.
Come on, man. And with the locals,
LL Cool J, Mama Said Knock You Out. And there we are. Final Steve Show, favourite tunes of all time. That certainly is one of them. A lot of nice emails coming through. This one, quite a few of them as well from abroad. America. Now I have nothing to look forward to on the weekend. Steve, you introduced me to a bunch of great bands. Why didn't you tell us that over the last 2 years?
Yeah.
Maybe we'd have stayed if we thought you were actually interested in the music.
Genuinely had no idea that anyone was paying any interest.
Exactly.
But it's nice in a way.
Go on.
Well, no, just at the very end of this it's nice in a way to hear that we're inflicting misery on the people who do enjoy the show.
It's very much like being at your own funeral. Harry, you laughed at everything Steve said, even if not funny. I'm not sure that's true. You've always been one of my toughest critics.
Yeah, I'm a fair audience, I like to think. I'll laugh where it's due, but equally I'll give you a stern look if you've overstepped the mark.
Rufus, you were always great fun, though being American, I couldn't really understand what you were saying most of the time. That doesn't make any sense.
That makes absolutely no sense at all. If you want the clearest voice in British radio, you need to turn it on at 3:30 on a Sunday afternoon. Listen to me being posh.
Sammy, I'll miss you most of all because you sound so lovely, and it was nice having a surrogate girlfriend for the past couple of years.
Oh, it's nice to know that I've actually been having some e-love out there, because I'm getting no real love.
E-love from Matt in the States.
Thanks, Matt, I love you.
Very, very nice indeed. Actually, a few people echoing that same feeling. I almost feel like I'm losing my real friends. Don't worry, I know you're not. No, Sanna, we are not. Although, from Finland, so that's nice. It's nice to have some Finnish. You see, if you can get the Finns listening, then you're really going to dominate world radio. I live in... No, it's lovely to have you. Thank you so much for listening all these years. I live in America, Pennsylvania. I've counted on your show for some time to find new music. What? Again, no one ever told us this. We didn't realise. I will miss the show and wish you all the best. If any of you could spare the time, I'm looking at you here, Harry. I wish you'd set up some kind of website to recommend music, new and old, to your fans. Thanks again for all the music and laughs, says Christian. Which is a great idea, actually, some kind of blog. Could we continue the show in sort of E4?
Anyone got time on their hands, Harry?
Well, possibly. The internet's very much the big thing at the moment, isn't it?
It's all the rage.
So, maybe I'll chuck something together, something for the fans.
It would be good, though. I think it'd be nice, because I'd like to sort of post up occasional tunes that we could sort of keep it on, as I say, in a sort of virtual form. It could work. I don't know what sort of technology you need. I wonder if there's anyone out there who's willing to volunteer their services.
You can set one of those blogs pretty easily.
Is that straightforward enough?
Yeah. We won't have a message board, though, because then people just bother us.
No. Steve in the committee, I am torn between listening to your last show or putting my fence up. The neighbours are out at the moment, so I can get into their garden without having to ask them or have them monitoring my shabby carpentry skills. Can you give me a celebrity opinion perspective? Says Tony in Devon. Well, tricky that. I would imagine take the radio out into the garden so you can do both at the same time. If not possible, some kind of extension lead from B&Q or one of the other many shops that you can go to for such things. What is the etiquette, Rufus? Someone also said, could we have some final gentleman's etiquette from Rufus? What would you recommend in that situation?
In the fence, we're talking about the fence situation. My fear is that they're gonna know he's been in their garden
when they see a giant fence.
When they see a massive fence put up that can only be put up from two sides.
Could they leave on the other side of the fence maybe a lovely? You could either paint something on the fence, which is a delightful message, or if he doesn't get on with them, something foul.
Yeah.
Or he could leave them a lovely bottle of cheap red wine.
That's just what I was thinking. In fact, just this morning I was helped out by a friendly neighbour when I was emptying grass cuttings into my bin, and the front door slammed shut behind me, leaving me with no keys, no mobile, no money, no nothing. Just a grubby pair of tracksuit bottoms.
Resolutely middle class.
And no top.
Yes, I was wearing a top. A top.
I think the answer to the fence question, though, is with festival season coming up, creosote is a great way to get a natural high. So put the fence up, soak up the creosote fumes, and listen again, tripping.
Telling it like it is. Final Steve show playing Prince, obviously, and Raspberry Beret. After the news, in the hub, live music from Fujiya and Miyagi. Look forward to that. Also, I'm sure we'll squeeze in a couple more of our favourite tunes. And who knows, some happy, happy memories. 4:30 though, so here is the news. Rainbow, since you've been gone. Final Steve show, 6 music with me, Steve Merchant. As I say, soon live music from Fujiya Miyagi. The whole gang is here saying farewell to you all, playing favourite tunes of all time. And a couple of nice emails coming in during the news. One here that says, for the first time I've listened to your show today. It's really rather good. Seems like I've wasted 2 years of my life. I know exactly how you feel. Mike Batt. It says Mike Batt, who is painting walls in Cornwall. Mike Batt, of course.
Couldn't be.
Well, yes, but Mike Batt, of course, more famously, the man who wrote many of the tunes for the Wombles.
Yes.
And Katie Malua.
Yes, that's right.